Deontay Johnson traded to the Baltimore Ravens. What's it mean for Bateman, for Diontae himself, for Lamar, and most importantly for Flowers? And we also have the official news breaking that Diggs is done for the year with the torn ACL. Your boy Smitty talked about this yesterday, trying to give you guys a little bit of a head start on this news that we'd officially get today. So Tank Dell to the mother freaking moon, Nico Collins to the mother freaking moon. As some of you have mentioned in the live chat, there is some toxicity that Diggs brings to any locker room. So in a way, you wonder if this is going to potentially, make things better and get things back to normalcy in terms of what this team had going on last year, because it certainly looks like night and day difference in terms of the passing attack. Joe Mixon's been phenomenal, and he'll continue to be phenomenal. And I think that Tank Dell is on the verge of doing something special and bouncing back and helping a lot of fantasy owners that did not give up on him. We also have this man, Kyren Williams. It definitely made fantasy owners proud, says his head coach, McVay, in speaking to different people in regards to his start, his ability to score touchdowns, his nose for the end zone. And the words he had to say about him only solidify what we've said all offseason, that it's McVay's child. Kyren's like his kid. There's no benching him. There's no taking him out. And the way McVay talked about him today, they're going to keep feeding him. And McVay recognizes that he needs to be their touchdown getter. He has a nose for the end zone that no one has in the National Football League. And Kyren Williams, as we predicted on this show all offseason long, could be number one or number two in total touchdowns for running backs, especially running back rushing touchdowns in 2024. And Kyren he's not going to the moon, he's not going to Mars, he's not going to Saturn. He lives on Saturn. He's already colonized on Saturn. This man is an absolute Saturn man to the core. Kyren, this one's for you. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
He's Kyren. He's 7 feet tall, and he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyren. He can take frowns and turn them upside down with his touchdowns. Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday,
8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
What a monster. What an absolute straight savage this Kyren Williams character is. He's just unbelievable. We got a special little caller here. Let's go over to Denny. Denny, we're in the middle of the news portion of the show. Is there an emergency? Are you okay? Denny?
I don't know. I'm kind of butthurt, but I think I'll be all right.
Why are you mad, Denny?
Oh, I'm not mad at you.
Oh.
It's just a bet that was made.
You keep.
I don't have the luxury of sleeping in like you do all day.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Hey, Denny. What?
I watch the shows. What?
You need to listen to my hires and my advice on Underdog, because your boy's been smashing it lately. I've been smashing Underdog. Code Smitty, links in the description of every video. Code Smitty gets it done, and this link I'll drop right now. Denny, I've been smashing all year on the Underdog hires. Even last week I missed a couple of the gauntlet of hires that I had, bro. But I've been dropping like about 50 to like 150 bucks max each week, and I'm getting 600 to 800 back in return minimum.
Make some money. Make money.
So hang with me, bro. Hey, Denny, call back in a little bit. You got anything urgent real quick? I got to go to the news.
I had a bet. Week 3 in my league, all right? Can I just say this out? Week 3 in Dynasty, right? There was a trade made.
Okay. Spit it
I
out,
wasn't
Denny.
involved.
Spit it out. We're on a time crunch here.
Okay, it was Dynasty, and the trade was
Denny, call back
Diggs?
when you call back when you have your grip on reality. All right, I gotta go. Okay, it's like spitting. It's like pulling teeth. All right, real quickly, let's get to this news. Let's talk about this piece of news right here. Now, I know a lot of people are saying Diontae to the moon, Diontae to the moon. Guys, I don't know if this is going to end the way you think it's going to end. Ravens announced that they have agreed in principle, it's actually became officially official, on a trade to acquire Deontay Johnson from the Carolina Panthers. This involves like a 5th and 6th round swap. Look, it was not a lot to give, and it's certainly a great addition to have this guy on your roster if you need receiver help. And honestly, the Texans should have been looking to do this move. The Texans gaining Deontay Johnson would have been a fantastic move, not only for the offense, really, but it would have been a little bit of a gut punch to Tank Dell's value. So I'm kind of glad it didn't happen. But why in the hell did they not try and make this move? Anyway. Ravens are probably the worst team he could have gone to. I don't know why everyone's thinking he's going to the moon. I think because they feel like it's, change, it's fun, it's cool. He went somewhere. That's awesome. He's got a great quarterback. But this is the situation where this offense, this quarterback, specifically Lamar Jackson, doesn't create consistent top 25 wide receivers. Now, Flowers might get there or was about to get there finally and have some consistency produced from this quarterback in terms of wide receiver production, but they rotate around. Andrews has been doing pretty well. I almost guarantee you in the next couple weeks, Likely's going to go crazy and everybody's going to have Likely on their bench. And it just rotates around. Bateman, Flowers has been pretty good, semi-consistent, but he definitely can vanish. We've seen that in weeks past this year. So Deontay Johnson, a target hog, going over to this Baltimore Ravens situation helps the team win. It's a great team move, but I don't see him becoming some sort of consistent player. I don't understand why there's some Diontae to the moon talk. As soon as this trade happened, I was going to go live. I was out. Of course, these things always happen when I'm out of the studio and out of the house. I'm out of the abode. I almost went live with my phone on it, but I don't understand why everyone's excited about this. It doesn't make any sense. So I temper expectations. I'm not thinking that Diontae is going to do much from a consistency standpoint. Will he have a big game or two? Sure. But there's 3 wide receivers here. There's 2 tight ends. There's Derrick Henry. They're a very run-heavy team. There's a lot of mouths to feed. Frankly, more shocked that the Houston Texans didn't try and pull this trade off. Now, they may still trade for a wide receiver with Diggs officially done today, but we'll find out more on that. We've got this man, like I said earlier, Kyren Williams, just absolutely taking the league by storm. 2 receiving touchdowns. He's got, how many touchdowns does he have? 10? Is it 10? 10 or 11 on the year? Let's look it up real quick. Kyren is, in my opinion, going to be the number 1 rushing touchdown getter in the league. But I think he leads the entire NFL non-quarterbacks in total touchdowns. I think he will. He's absolutely on a tear. The fact that they're using him in the passing attack way more than a lot of people expected, not more than we expected. We talked about it. This guy was running routes. I had it on my Instagram. I show it every time. Remember, I put my phone up and I show Kyren Williams with the foot injury. Everybody's worried about the foot. He was cutting left and right, catching balls, working on his receiving game. And they very much made it, they telegraphed it. They very much made it clear and evident that the Rams, McVay, were going to throw the ball to him this year. And that if Corum ever did get involved, Corum, the kick returner, if Corum ever did get involved, it would be while Kyren's probably on the field in the slot running routes. Kyren has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 touchdowns in mother freaking 7 games. 10 total touchdowns in 7 games. There's probably no bigger smash on this channel than the Kyren Williams call. as everybody threw doubt and casted doubt on this kid over and over and over. He's not that special, Smitty. He's not that good. The draft capital on Black Corm, Smitty. The draft capital. This guy's an absolute phenom. And in Dynasty, good luck trying to get him cheap. You could have got him cheap walking into the offseason. I traded for him everywhere I could in Dynasty because I knew how overreactive everybody was being on this kid. This guy's been running back 2, running back 10, running back 13, running back 14, running back 8. Absolute phenomenal amount of production. And he isn't even killing it in the yardage department. He isn't. He isn't getting the yardage that he probably will get going forward now that Kupp and Puka Nacua are back in the lineup, stretching the defense out, creating less 8-man fronts. This is a Kyren Williams celebration show. And the reason we're celebrating it is because this man has no longer captivated the defensive attention walking into games. Teams were saying Puka's out, Kupp's out. Let's stack the box. Let's stop Kyren Williams, who keeps scoring touchdowns. Defenses have zero interest in trying to contain Kyren Williams between the 20s. Zero. They're all about shutting down Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. That is a defense's sole focus. Let's make them grind the clock out. Let's make them very much earn their touchdowns on the ground. Let's let Kyren do his thing. Let's try and shut down the passing attack, which they won't be successful. Defense after defense will fail to try. This is the most matchup-proof team in the National Football League. Doesn't matter who Kyren faces. I don't care if it's the Chiefs. We saw what he did the other night. Every single matchup this guy has. Minnesota Vikings, oh, they're so good. They're so good. This guy has a receiving touchdown, 19 yards. Puka and Kupp go crazy against the Minnesota Vikings defense. This team is matchup proof. Why? Because they have equal part weapons across the entire offense. Stafford is so underrated. Puka Nacua could be a top 5 to 10 wide receiver anywhere he landed on any team. He could be any team's number 1 wide receiver. Cooper Kupp still is top 5, 6 material. To me, he could be the number 1 on really any team he went to. You have 2 wide receiver 1s, 2 top 10 wide receivers, 1 top 1 or 2 running back. You have a top 10 quarterback, super undervalued. This is a matchup-proof team. Absolutely matchup-proof. Coaching, top to bottom. Doesn't matter who they play. Kyren proved that against the Vikings. Puka Nacua proved that against the Vikings. Stafford and Kupp proved that against the Vikings. This team is coming for everybody. And this whole notion that they were trading away Stafford or they were going to trade away Cooper Kupp, all hogwash, because at the end of the day, this team is fighting in the West. They're trying to not only grab a wild card spot, which I firmly believe they will, they're trying to win the division, which is very much in reach. Kyren Williams with the no longer looking at stacked box situations. Kyren Williams with the help of Puka and Cooper Kupp being back is now going to start participating in getting you yards that match and mirror the touchdown production he's been getting on the ground. Kyren Williams has not had a game this year where he hasn't scored a touchdown. Kyren Williams has had 1 game with 2 touchdowns, 1 game with 3 touchdowns, and all games with at least 1 touchdown. Imagine if he had 100-yard games. He has 1. He has 1 100-yard game on the ground. Imagine if he starts getting the 110, 125, 150-yard rushing affairs with the touchdown production. That's when he vaults into the number 1 overall spot. Kyren Williams, your Smitty approved. You always have been. You always will be.
You've just been Smitty approved.
All right, so Kyren's season's been in full effect all year, but geez, AR5 was benched. It's sad to see this kid. Like, here's the problem though. The optics on this thing are awful. The fact that this guy tapped out of the game because he was tired was really, really embarrassing for the organization who's trying to stand by him. And there's just, as you've heard many people say already, there's zero excuse for tapping out of a game because you're tired. I got to understand how you even get to that point. I mean, not saying I play in the NFL, I don't, but in the history of, Smitty's life, he's played in, sports. He's done. I couldn't imagine in a game tapping out. As many people have alluded to, you call a timeout. You walk to the sideline, you say, hey, you tell your coach, hey, I need a breather. Give me 10, 15 seconds somehow. You don't just say, hey, come out, I'm coming out. Shut me out, coach. I'll come out right now. That was pathetic. That was pathetic. And had he not done that, maybe the staff who's been wanting to back him, wanting to develop him, telling people, look, this is a process, right? Josh Allen was awful his rookie year throwing the football. You have to understand all that. You have to accept all that. But when the optics look as bad as they look right now, and your quarterback looks a little incompetent from top to bottom, and then he pulls himself out of the game because he's a little tired, he needs a little breather, Pooh. A little breathy. I need a little breath. Just take a little breath. We thought he was injured. We're like, what happened? Concussion? What's he doing this for? What's he doing now? This is take me out. Take me out. I'm tired. Unbelievable. Downs goes up in value with this benching. JT, honestly, JT looks good in a situation where they're trying to protect AR5 and their team and run the ball a lot so that he doesn't have to do everything. And this is what I said walking into the buy low when we said, look, you buy low on JT, you buy low on Gibbs. Let me go back to week 8's buy low board. When we smashed the hell out of this, when I said buy JT all week last week and the week prior because he would return to running back one, top 6 to 10 running back form, it was because they have to develop AR5 properly and they can't lean on him entirely. They need to run the ball. They need AR5 to get to a point where the game's managed. He's a manager. And then when he gets to the end of the game, he can use his legs to try and win the game in conjunction with running the ball with Taylor and having the pass opened up at the end of the game because they've been doing so well running the ball. So I will say that the benching of AR5 doesn't necessarily vault JT up or down, but we certainly liked what we saw last week and what I anticipated in the buy low situations. JT looking great with AR5 as they leaned on the run. I still think, getting to the end zone more frequently, marching down the field more frequently is definitely going to be good for JT. So I don't necessarily downgrade him at all. But I think that either way we look at it, I think the important part is to say JT's protected because if AR5 had to go in because Flacco got hurt, JT's going to thrive. Downs would go down if AR5 returned to the lineup. I think all the wide receivers go up in value. I think all the touchdown potential for every player, including JT, that value goes up. So it's really good news at the end of the day, but it's disappointing that AR5 is so talented but just not developing. It happens. DeAndre Hopkins played, I think, 26 snaps, so we got to be a little patient with DeAndre and not just assume that he's garbage over in KC after one game. Not everybody's going to catch a touchdown. Think about Amari Cooper. If Amari Cooper didn't catch that touchdown, the one Keon Coleman told him to catch, then we would have been coming out of that game going, Amari Cooper is horrible. Like, let's remember, 26 snaps, 23 to 26 snaps, I forget the exact numbers. But Chiefs coach Andy Reid, as he learns the playbook, the Chiefs playbook is one of the most complex playbooks in the NFL, most complex schemes and offenses. Chiefs coach Andy Reid said, I think you'll be able to see more next game when asked about DeAndre Hopkins' involvement in week number 8, which was very, very bare bones. It wasn't exciting. But I think this is good. This is going to be a good situation. I don't know how much fantasy value Hopkins will offer. I imagine he could flirt with wide receiver 4 numbers, or like you got buys, injuries, and he goes into your second flex spot or your first flex spot after starting 2 wide receivers and 2 running backs, something like that. But there's certainly not a close the door situation going on here. It's more of a let's see what happens as he gets versed in the offense and not expect everything the first week. Chuba Hubbard, there's no plans on trading Chuba Hubbard according to reports, especially Fox's Jordan Schultz, as rumors circle about the the Cowboys maybe making a trade for an RB. Jerry says they're not going to be active on the trade market. Jerry also said that they weren't going to sign Dak Prescott or CeeDee Lamb to long-term contracts. Jerry also wakes up on the wrong side of the bed or the right side of the bed and makes decisions based on that. So if you think that Jerry's not going to actively get involved in trading just because he said it, then you don't know Jerry. And if you think Jerry will get active in trading because it's the right thing to do, then you don't know Jerry. Jerry's world is a confusing one, and it makes zero sense. And Jerry is absolutely bonkers. He should be in Arkham at this point, in my opinion. Arkham. Put him in Arkham in the insane asylum in Gotham. That's where he belongs, with the Hangman. Godwin said his best case scenario is to return in the postseason, which is interesting. It's not going to help fantasy owners, but it is interesting to hear that he's potentially going to be available in the postseason. We got the NFL schedule right here for week number 9. So take a gander at that. We'll pull it up throughout the entirety of the show, and we'll be attacking these matchups. Looking at JD5 at the let's see here at the Giants. We got Houston at New York, Thursday night game at the top. We got Dallas at Atlanta. These are a lot of good games. Miami, Buffalo. This is a fantastic slate of games in week number 9. You got the Bears at the Cardinals. Cardinals are dogs. Cardinals might really give the Bears some problems and dish out a whole bunch of grittiness because the Cardinals are gritty. Lions at Packers, absolutely phenomenal game. Rams at Seattle, division tilt. I think that one's going to be unbelievable. Determine a lot of things for the Rams. Colts at the Vikings. That'll be interesting to see what Joe Flacco does or doesn't do against the Vikings. Probably a good game for AR5 not to play, to be honest. If AR5 is going to be brought back at all, Flacco going up against a certain style of D. Tampa and KC on Monday night is going to be a phenomenal matchup. It's just it's a shame that there isn't a Mike Evans or a Godwin here, but the way Baker's playing, even without his top 2 wide receivers, is remarkable. Like, Baker's such a fun player to root for. His teammates love him, and they're just using the hell out of these running backs. Bucky Irving's become a very stapled in, cemented in flex option, regardless of what's going on with Rachaad White. Rachaad White being asked to step up and catch footballs with the receivers being down. McMillan's learning, and Otten's a top 5 to 6 tight end going forward. Plain and simple, no arguing that at all. That's everything right now for the news. We're going to get into the super chats, and we're going to open the phone lines and discuss everything. But Diggs done for the season officially. Tank Dell to the moon. The deli's back open. Tank Dell scored in week number 8. Put some doubters at bay, but people are still coming for Tank Dell. They're still upset at Tank Dell. They still think Tank Dell's garbage. Well, Tank Dell's going to have something to say about that this week.
One Tank Dell special, please. Coming right up.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then we have, of course, Nico coming back, and honestly, I think some of the chatter in the live chat, especially early on when we kicked off the live stream before I hit go, you guys were in the live chats, chatting, and I look at everything, and I saw a couple of you say that the Diggs is toxic. Wherever he goes, he's toxic, and I couldn't agree more. And part of me wonders if this gets this team back on the right track. Think about Brandon Ayuk. Is Brandon Ayuk a talent? Before the ACL tear, of course. Obviously we'll wonder what Ayuk's going to bring to the table next year. But before the ACL tear, raise your hand if you think Brandon Ayuk is talented, like top 10 to 15 wide receiver talented. I'll raise my hand. But was he toxic this offseason? Kind of was. Did Adam Peters say we need to get a talent in-house, or do we need to have the right people? Adam Peters, probably the best GM in the league. Look what he's doing in Washington. Adam Peters did not want Ayuk on the roster to derail what's going to happen, what he knew would happen, the development of JD5, bringing in somebody that might stunt his growth because he get into old habits with his buddy. He wanted fresh, a clean slate, a clean absolute canvas to develop JD5 in. Nothing from the old, all new. What an amazing decision by Adam Peters. And we said it. If he didn't want Ayuk, I didn't want Ayuk either. I trust Adam Peters. I said it all offseason. During all the Ayuk potential trade to Washington combos, we said, why wouldn't he want him going over there? But if he didn't want him, I didn't want him. And Adam Peters was right. And this goes back to, okay, talent isn't everything. Sometimes it's cohesiveness. It's how the camaraderie. And in the case of Diggs, talent or no talent, obviously he has the talent. He is maybe not a good fit and a toxic part of this team. It just messed with the cohesion that was in place last year, and for whatever reason. And so Diggs being out, we'll see what it does. We definitely need to wait for Collins to come back, but Collins and Nico going forward, I think they return to some sort of normalcy from last year where there's a little bit of a rotation. Now, is Nico top 5 in the NFL? I think he is. I think Nico's a top 5 wide receiver. Tank Dell's not a top 5 wide receiver. I admit that. But Tank Dell is a potential top 15 play each week, even when Nico's back, and maybe especially when Nico's back, because Tank will be back in the spotlight. Nico will be commanding double coverages and defensive attention to the tune that Tank Dell gets a bunch of gravy. And he gets a lot of work, similar to think of like Christian Kirk, when Ridley was stretching the field and Kirk last year was just getting all this gravy work across the middle of the field. Tank Dell, like Achane in a way. Achane needed Tua back. Achane needed Tyreek Hill getting Tua thrown footballs, stretching the field so Achane can do efficient work in Achane related play calling type situations. That is the same thing here with Tank Dell. I think Nico coming back is better than having Tank Dell without Nico, especially with Diggs removed. If Diggs was in the picture, it'd be different. So I think we're actually more excited about Nico back in terms of Tank Dell's upside than Nico not back. So understand the difference. And even if Tank Dell goes out there this week on Monday Night Football on a Thursday and struggles against a New York Jet defense that's going to try and lock him down, I'm not worried or panicked. So let me answer the question right now. Tank Dell has 50 yards and no touchdowns and 4 receptions, has you 9 points in week number 9. Am I benching him or panicking? No, it's Thursday Night Football against the Jets. No Nico Collins. It's all going to change when Nico comes back. Am I benching him? Depends on my options against this Jet defense on Thursday night. But this does not tell the story about what Nico does going forward on Thursday Night Football. Just understand that. I'm answering it right now. So if you think I'm going to give up on Tank, if he does have kind of a shaky week number 9 on Thursday against the Jets, you're out of your mind. Gabe, $20 hauler gets immediate attention. My boy Gabe, the guy getting a $20 hauler immediate attention shot. We got Bob, I believe. Bob in accounting. We haven't seen Bob in a while. Bob, where's your super chat been lately? I've missed it, pal. Love seeing your face and your mug, bro. Bob from accounting. Hey, Smitty, half PPR, Walker or Brees rest of season? Brees. I get the concern, the jet-driven concern, but I think that the concern of Walker not getting the volume, and I think he's still a great player, top 10 running back for sure. Most exciting running back in the league in some sense, the way he stops and starts like Barry Sanders. Nobody in the league can run full speed and stop on one step. Like he's going 80-90% at least and stops on one step like Kenneth Walker. That's what Barry used to do. No one does that but Walker in the league. He's so exciting. Like he's going 80% and on a cut, he'll move on the one step. He's not stutter stepping and go. It's unbelievable. But Brees Hall, bro, could be top 5 overall. Kenneth Walker's more of a borderline, top of round 2 type of producer once you factor in the ups and downs that are more than likely going to hit him on and off all year long. Dell or little T Higgins, I'm going to go this week. Probably T Higgins this week at home versus the Raiders. I hate saying that because I do love Dell, but that's just being smart. Also, Tillman or J-Mo off waivers. Probably Tillman, bro. J-Mo's in some J-Mo's just in constant, situations, but I don't necessarily give up on J-Mo, but Tillman for sure. And thank you, Bob, from accounting. Appreciate you, bro. Team was JD5, Gibbs, Tank Bigsby, Chase Brown, AJB, McLaurin, Higgins, Dell, Kelsey. Just traded Tank, Bigsby, and T. Higgins and Dell for Saquon.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Tumas!
I mean, that's a fantastic move. Extra flex, bro. That was a great move. Your team's phenomenal. AJB, McLaurin, Gibbs, Barkley, JD5. Get ready to win, pal. Smashing grandma trades in a grandma league. I love it. $20 hauler, 12 team, 0.5 PPR, 4-4. I'm not worried about not making the playoffs, but I fear that it's not a championship team. Any suggestions? Burrow, Hall, Irving, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, London, Worthy, Puka. I'll be honest, bro. Puka and London and Chase, Jamar Chase, with Breece Hall is damn good and definitely capable of winning the league. Do I think you're maybe the top team? No, but could you knock any team off each individual week, one step at a time? 100%. Like, this is the kind of team that could easily, end up in the Super Bowl. But to be a little bit, take it one step further and try and, put the nail in the coffin early on these guys, I would try and upgrade Burrow. I think Mahomes, is an interesting move if you do it 2 for 2, that it looks like you're downgrading or whatever. You're upgrading them into Burrow. You're taking Mahomes and you're able to, move Chase Brown into a different player, like a Walker, and you give up maybe an additional piece if you needed to, like a Tillman or a Ridley. I'd do a creative 3 for 2. A 3 for 2 might be your answer. You give up a Ridley or a Tillman or a J-Mo with Chase Brown and with your quarterback to get Mahomes in something. That could be good. And you're putting your balls on the line in a sense, but still getting, in my opinion, what's going to be a safe quarterback, but a league-winning potential move. Or you just say, let's ride with Burrow. I got that. Let's trade Chase Brown and let's trade London for one slightly bigger, better, stronger player. Or you take J-Mo, Tillman, and Chase Brown and go get yourself an RB. I don't mind having Irving and Brown, Chase Brown, given what you got going on at the other positions. You try and plug one hole on the boat. You're going to create another one. I don't think you're going to move this around. You're just going to move the problem around and dilute the wide receivers. But in Bucky's kind of interesting. But would I trade Chase Brown or Bucky or both with J-Mo, Tillman, or Ridley, or any combo of adding 2 of those wide receivers together? If someone could even take on 4 guys, I would 100% go get Walker. I would 100% go get, I like Pacheco for you. I like Walker. I like Kamara. I don't think you get Breece Hall, but you could try. I think Pacheco might be the secret weapon move for you. I think using Tillman, using Chase Brown, using Ridley or J-Mo, using Irving or Chase Brown. You keep one of them because you need that running back until Pacheco comes back, but you go get Pacheco, young man, and you go do it and you take the gamble. Pacheco's a top 12 running back potentially going forward once he gets back into the lineup, and it could be as quick as this coming game. Well, we'll just have to find out. It might be one more week. We'll see. These things happen weirdly fast right now. If you've noticed, was offer Darnell Mooney for Cooper. I would rather have Amari Cooper by a hair, Charles. Just by a hair, my guy. Just by a hair. All right, let's TP with a super chat. Kittle, Pearsall, Sharps, Tyreek, Ertz. Would you just do a 2 for 2 without Sharps and Judy Sutton? Would you just do a 2 for 2? Kittle, Pierce. Okay, Kittle, Pearsall, Sharps for Tyreek, Ertz. I would try and do it without Sharps if you have Walker, but honestly, bro, I'd do this trade. I like Kittle a lot, but I also think that Tyreek Hill is going to be a bit of a difference maker. And Kittle, you've got all the points Kittle scored. I'm not saying Kittle won't continue to thrive, but he's also banged up a lot. He's getting older. It wouldn't shock me at all if Kittle missed some time in the coming weeks. He's a very injury-prone player that's being asked to go above and beyond right now, which scares the hell out of me. And again, I don't care if people say, oh, Kittle's on fire, he's great. I'm not saying to trade him for pennies on the dollar. And I'm not saying I don't love him. And I'm not saying he's not a top 5 tight end lock right now. But I'm okay with this move. He's on a bye week. Maybe you need that win. Tyreek Hill, I do think, is potentially a top 5 overall player. You know, hiding in there right now and didn't have the best game, 70 yards. Everyone's kind of worried about him. I really think there's some win-a-league value here in getting Tyreek Hill. As I mentioned last week when we crushed, and the week before that, when we crushed the Jahmyr Gibbs and Lamb buy lows. Hill is the remaining big dog. This week. Hill is the remaining big dog. Breece Hall, kind of vulnerable to a trade. Collins, this is it. These are league winners. A lot of them are league winners. Maybe Worthy and JMO aren't. JMO's even questionable right now. I still think there's good trade value there, but these are not league winners. Reed's not really a league winner, but the rest of them have a component or two or ability to be essentially league winning in some way, shape, or form for your lineup. And Hill, 100%. Dynasty PPR, my Tillman for Benson or Wright. I have Achane. I wouldn't mind Wright, but bro, I don't know. I think Tillman... I think I'd ride the Tillman train here, and I make somebody give me the world. I just would. I think there's a potential that he's going to be special, and you take advantage of that. The hype is huge around this kid right now. I think, would I take Benson and Wright if I had room in Dynasty for Tillman? Maybe, but what if Tillman is the next Marquise Colston? Like it took, and I said this the other night, they don't play the same game, but I said this the other night. If you remember who Marquise Colston was, the New Orleans Saint wide receiver, he came out of nowhere. He was like a converted tight end. People didn't know what he was going to do. They didn't buy into it. You know, week went by, they didn't buy into it. Or even a better example would be Puka Nacua, right? Not the style necessarily, but week 1, I didn't even know what to make of Puka Nacua coming out of week 1. Was this a 1 week wonder? We loved him in the offseason. We drafted Puka Nacua like crazy in best ball. But I admit, coming out of week 1, it was tough to know what you were going to get in week 2. And once it happened, it took 2 or 3 games before the whole world said, never mind, he's it. He is it. And I'm not saying Tillman's that guy, but Tillman has a little shot at being that guy. So I almost think you just maybe try and double down, get more. Have Achane, send Nuke for Mostert as depth. Yeah, I definitely would, that boy. That's a good move. That's a real good move. Guy has Kenneth Walker, so I'd be doing him a favor, says TP. Yeah, I'd rather, I guess I would maybe try and, include him. He's going to want him in the deal, but maybe you can take out another piece or add another player then if you're going to be doing him a favor there. And part of his hidden doing this trade is he wants Sharp, so you can take advantage of that. Trade my Breece and Njoku for Amon-Ra, Kincaid, and Hunt. I'd rather have Breece Hall and Njoku. Njoku's better than Kincaid right now. That could change. Hunt might be neutralized by the return of Pacheco immediately or very soon, and I want Breece over Amon-Ra, even though I love both of them. And rosters don't matter because, sometimes I don't even read the entire team, because if you're getting an immense talent like Breece Hall, who you take top 5, and Amon-Ra, you take it probably the same territory you drafted him, like 12, 13, 14, 15. I love it. I love going and getting Amon-Ra, but there's no way I'm letting position of need dictate that I don't do a trade where I'm crushing. I'll make another trade if I need to. Would you trade Pollard and Dell for Kupp and B-Rob Jr.? Would I trade Pollard and Dell for Kupp and B-Rob Jr.? I would take Kupp and B-Rob Jr. and probably run. Kevin, appreciate you. Who's saying Diontae to the moon? This tanks Deontay's value. That's what I just said. There's people in the chat that were saying to the moon. There's other people that are around the industry talking about it. There's just a lot of people excited about, I think, a player moving, period, like change of scenery, better quarterback, better team, but that's not going to spell out, increased value. I've been trying to convince my friends to trade high to me for my Diontae. Absolutely hate the trade. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be acquiring Diontae because of this off your roster. I think people that own him are hoping he goes to the moon is essentially what it really is a hopeful, hopeful Hogan. Hopeful Hogan is going, I think I got value here. Maybe it's going to be okay. 4-4, 12-man, 0.5. Allen, Kyron, Hall, AJB, T, Andrews, Adams, Bench, Warren, C-Mac. Sell Hall, Adams for Nico, B-Rob. No. Bro, again, this goes back to, like, Breece Hall is up here, and I love Nico, but he's slightly down here. There's nothing in this trade. Adams versus, B-Rob. You can make arguments there. B-Rob's been banged up lately. Adams is, maybe going to get going a little more. Who knows? I'm not trading Breece Hall. It's not a crazy trade. I could get behind either side at the end of the day, but I'm not doing that. Let's see. Next move playoffs. Murray, Achane, Breece, Cup, St. Brown, Neighbors, Tracy. Next move is to hang tight with this team, bro. Maybe try and upgrade like Murray using Tracy, or Hunt, or maybe one of the tight ends. That's it. I'm waiting on this team. This team's phenomenal. You got Pacheco coming back. Unbelievable squad. Great depth, Danny. I'm only trying to get that quarterback maybe upgraded, and that's it. I'm holding that team. That team's phenomenal. 12-man PPR, Hurts, Achane, Mostert, Eckler, Allen, Singletary, Higgins. Who can you trade for? Lost Diggs. I would probably say with this team, bro, T. Higgins and, crap, I don't know. You don't have a lot of, I'm just being honest, you don't have a lot of trade value. You're going to have to trade. If you can't win with this team, inward look, ask yourself the honest question, and only you're going to know based on the other teams. I'm going to say, honestly, it's not a championship team. Your only move is to trade Hurts into two players, a quarterback like Kyler or Dak, and you get another player, or Achane into two players, and you try your best, but do not sell low. You need to get a Pacheco and Nico. You need to get a Debo and a Walker. You need to get two players for Achane, or you don't move Achane at all. You need to potentially get similar type of move, like a Pacheco and a Kyler, or a Mahomes and Pacheco for Hurts. Even if you did two of those moves, Silk, you could maybe turn this team around. I'm not saying I couldn't turn it around. I can make two moves like that, and I hate to make them, but I make two moves like that and get it in a position where you've got maybe four guns instead of two. Hurts and Achane turned into four monsters that are just sleeping giants. But you got to work the trades. You got to send more than 2-3 offers out, bro. Smash, trade, like, subscribe. Need one wide receiver. With the injuries, trades this week rank. McConkey would probably be, I'd probably say, I'm going to say Tillman, McConkey in that order. Then probably, I don't know, Sutton, Leggett are kind of tied. Leggett goes up in value. Definitely feel like Leggett goes up in value with the Diontae trade, but I don't know how much with that offense being the state of that offense. Ladd and Likely plus... I think as, let's see here, C. Watt for Keon Wicks, Leo. Is IG Isaac Rendo? Bro, you got to spell this out, Max. This is no one knows who IG is. I think that's Isaac Rendo. Ladd, Likely, Isaac Rendo, and Christian Watson for Keon Wicks and Jaleel. I think it just comes down to, do you believe in C. Watson, and do you like Ladd or Keon more? I'd probably say I like Keon a little bit more, but there's arguments to be made between Ladd and Keon. Very even-ish, argument. Okay, next super chat. I'm 3-5. Hurts, ETN, Bigsby, Debo, Dell, Hill, Auden, Fergie. Right, I have two offers on the table. Hunt for Ferguson and JSN, and Pacheco for Debo. I'd rather have Debo, probably. And then this other one, Hunt for Fergie and JSN. I guess I'd rather have, like, if I had Pacheco, I want Hunt and Pacheco together, but just in a vacuum separately, I'd rather have Ferguson and JSN over Hunt, because I think Hunt's got an expiration date. And I'd rather have Debo over Pacheco because The injury concern or whatever, but they're pretty even. Like once Pacheco is back and in the lineup, which is not a guarantee, but it's probably going to happen. That's why we're buying him low, right? Off of the risk that's there. Once the risk is eliminated and he's starting again, then Pacheco and Debo are dead even. And if I needed an RB, I'd rather have Pacheco. If I needed a wide receiver, I'd rather have Debo. But right now, Debo's got the nod because of the risk factor that you have to, factor in. Trade or hold, 4-4, 7th, 12. Baker, AJ, B, CD, Kyron, Gibbs, Kelsey, Dell, hold. Got CD from your buy low video.
You've just been
Amazing job. Get lammed.
get lammed.
Hold. Your team's phenomenal. I don't even think I want to trade anything at all. Just walk that team into the playoffs, baby. It's ready to rumble. Sweet job, bro. PPR, start 2, Garrett Wilson, Dell, DJ Moore, Downs, Coleman. Probably Garrett Wilson and DJ Moore or Garrett Wilson and Dell. I love Downs this week. Coleman's always, capable. This is a tough call, Spencer. I don't even know if you can make a lot of trades, but I would try because this is a lot of similar talent. Chat, let's go to the chat. I haven't gotten to the chat yet today. This is an impossible question. Garrett Wilson, Dell, DJ Moore, Downs, or Coleman. Can you pick 2, please? Again, I'll leave it on screen. It's Garrett Wilson, Dell, DJ Moore, Downs, and Coleman. Please list your top 2 options. I don't even know what to tell you, bro. That's near impossible. That's so impossible. Different league, Hurts, Mixon, B-Rob, Walker, Aaron Jones, Kyron, BTR, Jennings, Waddle, Kincaid. Got offered my Walker for Tyreek Hill. I'd rather have Tyreek Hill. I'd take the gamble on Tyreek Hill. Also, Aaron Jones got an offensive lineman in Cam Robinson today. Cam Robinson got traded to the Vikings. That fixes a little bit the Darrisaw problems. So I think Aaron Jones gets an uptick, and I take the gamble on Aaron Jones. I throw that Hill in there. And DJ, that is a team that could win a championship right there. It's a nice job with that squad, bro. That's phenomenal. What did the chat say? Dell and Coleman, Garrett Wilson. Wilson, Downs for me. Garrett Wilson for sure. Coleman and Garrett Wilson. Wilson and Downs. Looks like you got a dilemma, my guy. Garrett Wilson and Downs or Garrett Wilson and Coleman. I would say Downs is probably safer. Coleman's higher risk but higher upside than Downs. So you got to pick your poison, Spencer, based on your matchup and if you think you need a swing or steady Eddie. Would you do Hunt for Dell? I'd rather have Dell. My boy. Ozzy, rank T, Waddle, Coleman, Downs, Tillman. I think I did this one already or one very close to it. I'm going to go this week. I'm going to go T. I'm going to go Tillman, Downs, Waddle, Coleman. But, Waddle's kind of hard to sit. Like, maybe trade Ozzy. That's really tough, bro. Really, really tough. Tillman's hard to sit. Kyron isn't touchdown dependent. Touchdown depends on Kyron. That's true. That's a true statement. Word has it, legend has it that a touchdown this past week, Kyron. The touchdown, Kyron. Yeah, it's crazy. Kyron isn't touchdown dependent. Kyron isn't yardage dependent. Imagine when he gets yards. Just got Gibbs for Ramondre and Wandell. I hope you don't have vetoes in your league, bro. Congrats on getting... I mean, you definitely got him.
Got him.
Jeez. Ladd or Downs rest of season? Probably Ladd by a hair, but they're very close with Flacco in the lineup. Start 3, Addison, JSN, Hunt, Coleman, Hopkins, Jacobs. I'm going Jacobs, and I'm going... Let me just look at something real quickly, broski. And remember, Pittsburgh... let me put this on screen so you guys have the bye weeks. Pittsburgh and San Francisco are on a bye this week. Only 2 teams on a bye. Keep that in mind as you make your decisions, but let me put that on screen. There we go. Start 3. I'm going to go with probably Jacobs, Hunt, and Coleman. Carter. I think the majority of the chat would agree with me. But it doesn't mean we're going to be right because those are close calls. Raw, appreciate you, Raw Cheddar. Waddle Worthy on the bench, drop for McConkey, Tillman. No. I mean, they're all very, very close. I'm not dropping Waddle. I could get behind you dropping Worthy for McConkey or Tillman. I would probably lean toward McConkey for safety, Tillman for high upside, high risk, because Tillman could vanish a little bit, whereas McConkey's steady and he's got high draft capital. He ain't going anywhere, but I like Tillman a lot. But Worthy, I don't think I could get rid of Worthy. I would try and find another way to get Tillman on my roster without giving up, even if it was a trade, bro. But I'm not cutting Worthy. I just can't. He could get getting going here very soon. My team: Allen, Monty, AJB, Moore, Adams. Tell me I didn't screw myself. Traded my Henry in London for Walker and St. Brown. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that, bro. I mean, London's close enough to St. Brown. Why would you trade Henry into Walker, who I love Walker. I love Walker, but Henry's like maybe number 1, 2, 3, 4 overall drafting today right now, Michael. Injuries could happen. It might be a blessing in disguise for you at the end of the day if Henry was to get hurt at 30 years old and a week or two from now with the wearing and tearing that's going on. But I don't think you screwed yourself, but I think it wasn't a good trade, Michael. And we would have told you that if you brought it in here. Start Chiefs or Pats. I'm going to go the Chiefs D. Pearsall or Tillman, rest of season, Tillman for sure, bro. Jennings is coming back, you know what I mean? And Debo hasn't even been his full self. Trade my Saquon and Reed for Jamar Chase and Jacobs. Saquon and Reed. I would take Jamar Chase and Jacobs, but it's close, man. We could easily sit here and argue that one. Gabe Bigsby and Worthy and got MHJ. I'm fine with either side, honestly. I really like MHJ, so I'm going to go that side, but it could be volatile. Should I trade London, Laporta, and Caleb for Burrow and Neighbors? I probably would, but maybe people wouldn't, assuming Neighbors is falling off. I don't think he is. I think he bounces back. Should I trade McCaffrey and Tillman for Waddle and Downs? I'd probably rather have McCaffrey and Tillman, but I'm shopping McCaffrey on the hype that he could return to some remnants of himself, but I still think the value's there, but I'm shopping him. I'm 5-2 in that 12-man league right now. DJ, appreciate you. 5-2. You're on your way, pal. Leggett or Coleman rest of season? I'm going to go Coleman. Would you drop Pittman for Downs? Yes. Right now I would. You know what? Chat, can we vote on that? Pittman or Downs? With Flacco there, he loves Downs. I'm probably going to say Downs, but maybe we're underestimating Pittman's return. But he's been banged up, and I'm going to go Downs. Mashed potatoes. Thank you, Quincy. Appreciate you dropping the super chat, my guy.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
My boy Quincy doing it live. Hector Bowers for Jaden Reed. No, Bowers has way more value. You make a different trade. Thank you, Quincy, again for your super chat. Let me go back up to Colin. Colin, would you trade Breece for Malik? I'd rather have Breece Hall. Again, this is Malik's a second rounder, or second, in the second round, bottom second, mid second, maybe top a third to you. You might value, everyone's going to value Malik Neighbors a little differently. Breece is still a top 5, 6, 7 overall player. No, we're not doing that trade. I don't know why everyone's trying to trade Breece Hall today. He's right here. Vilo's week number 9. He's right here. This is the best version I can give you of Gibbs from the last couple weeks. Go get Gibbs. Go get Gibbs. Go get Gibbs. Go get Hall. You guys see all the, should I trade Breece Hall for Neighbors? Should I trade Breece Hall for London? Should I trade Breece Hall for this guy? All these second round players. Should I trade Breece Hall for this second round player? For that second round player? If the questions being asked today haven't answered, is he a buy low? I don't know what I'm here doing, because I feel like these questions are telegraphing that the rest of the world, the temperature. This is why I say I'm better than anybody at knowing who you could buy low on, who is vulnerable, who people are scared to potentially hold on to, and they want to maybe knee-jerk react and trade a player away, even a player that does well. People are like, oh, you can't You can't trade, so-and-so away. Example would be Tillman. No one's trying to trade Tillman away, but the example would be Tillman just had a big game. And if I said you could buy Tillman low right now, or not even low, but buy Tillman, people go, he just did good. How could you buy him? Some of those things are weird. People want to get rid of the house's money. People want to take a touchdown performance by Walker this coming week, let's say, and they're scared. Like, he has 2 touchdowns and 60 yards. People are going to go, how am I going to buy Walker off a 2-touchdown game? Because I get a sense a lot of the time from people, I engage with my audience more than anybody. I test the temperature better than anybody. And I'm telling you right now that there are players. Denny, you're making too much noise. Call back when you're on mute. Good God, Denny's a wreck today. There's opportunities around every turn. Okay, you just got to understand, just because a player's doing well, not doing well. I forget why I even went on this tangent. Denny's mouth breathing distracted me. Let me see if he knows how to mute himself. Denny, mute yourself real quick. I'm coming for you. Just put it on mute. Hurts, Gibbs, Kyron, Tracy, Jamar, AJB. There's nothing to do here. There's nothing to do here but trade one of these tight ends. Otten's got tremendous value. And Njoku, Kraft, these guys all have very, very good value. So you're trading one of these tight ends away, potentially, Tyrone Tracy to get like one player. Tracy and a tight end for, you could catch someone sleeping on Neighbors, bro. Don't think that's not possible. Don't think you can't catch someone sleeping on Debo, kind of banged up going into the bye week. Don't think you can't get Pacheco right now using one of the tight ends. That would be probably the best buy low situation for a lot of you that are in this spot, is to go get yourself Pacheco using one of the extra tight ends that you have. 5-3, Lamb, Puka, Adams, Waddle, Kyron, K9, Pollard, Bigsby, Bucky. Trades or pickups, I got 2 bench spots. I mean, pickups, bro, you just have to, I don't know. It's a very vague question. You're going to have to look at the waiver wire board and see my ranking. So, Smitty, do I take Tillman or do I take Downs? Well, I got it ranked right here. So you can see that. As far as the rest of your question, bro, you got Lamb, you got Puka, phenomenal. You got Kyron and K9, love it. You've got a bunch of opportunity to trade either Auden or Kincaid, and roll with Kincaid and just trust that you can get so much value from Auden. It's worth trading Auden and Brooks, Auden and Pollard, Auden and Bigsby, Auden and Adams to get Hill, Auden and Bigsby, Auden and Brooks and Bigsby to go get one of the doubted RBs that are left, like Kamara, etc. Tyreek Hill, Nico, Debo, Neighbors. These are the guys to go get. Smash the hell out of a trade, bro, using those combos, and don't trade those other big studs. Appreciate you and your super chat and your team. Your team is rocking out, bro. 3-5, 12 team. Hurts, Hall, Monty, Cup, Nico. This is a victim of injury. This team is a good team. I think you start trying to trade this team away, just like when you change lanes on the freeway. When you're in a slow lane, it's going to get faster the moment you get out of it. Let's not make too many crazy moves here. This is a good team. You're waiting on Nico to return. I get it. You're 3-5. You're hanging on, but you can do this. Just keep the team together. The band will definitely ball out once it's back together full time. I don't like even making many moves with that squad. 10-man, 2-6. Love Achane, Brees, Mason, Garendo, Debo, Reed, Cooper, Worthy, Rome, Kincaid. Any moves? Probably say, bro, this team's good at 2-6. It's you're on the struggle bus, but like, what are you going to do? You trade Brees or Achane, you've got to get 2 of the monsters we're talking about here, like a Hill and a Kamara, a Hill and a Walker. I guess I would try that actively, but I'd also consider that you're just going to have to hunker down, bro, and hope that the Debo and Reed and Worthy come out on a tear, and Achane and Brees get going, and Love stays healthy. Try and trade Achane or Brees for 2 monsters. Try and trade one of them for 2 monsters, but it has to be the right combo, bro. You can't be screwing around and get like some mediocre option with the downgrade player and be like, Smitty, I got 2 guys, like you said. I didn't say that. Jacobs and Dell for B-Rob and Cup. I'd rather have B-Rob and Cup. That's a pretty easy one. About to trade Garendo plus Ladd for Nico. Good luck with that. Make sure you run from the veto police. What are your thoughts on Fields? I mean, he's a bench player right now. I still think he could have done everything that Fields did, or that Wilson did, in different ways. But I still think Fields is the guy, but I think Tomlin's just blinded. I think Russell Wilson looks good, though. I think the answer I have is that Russ and Fields both look good in this offense. Okay, so I'm not sitting here saying that Russ can't do well, but I think that Fields got the raw end of the deal, and that Fields could have scored a lot more points in that contest last night than Russ did. Adams and Smith for Hill and Dobbs. I'd take probably Hill and Dobbs, banking on Hill exploding. But Smith and Adams is decent, but I'd take Hill and Dobbs personally. Tyreek and Kenneth Walker Ertz. I have Sharps and Kyron. Kittle and Amon-Ra for Tyreek and Kenneth Walker. That's tough. I'd probably say Tyreek and Kenneth Walker and Ertz. I'd rather have that side TP, but very arguable. We got a $20 hauler from TKO. 4-4, 12 team. Bad draft, but now my roster is Kyler, Kyron, Corum, Mostert, Pacheco. Pacheco's coming around. Jonathan Brooks, trade him high if you can or hold. Cup, Neighbors, Worthy. Yes, you're coming around, bro. I like this squad. Do I sit tight? I probably would, because you could lose your shirt on trading some of those guys that haven't bounced back. I think it's a total hold team, which is why you asked, because you know. PPR, Cup, Hall, Dell for Gibbs and BT and Garrett Wilson. Cup, Hall, Dell. Cup, Hall, Dell. Gibbs, BT, Garrett. Woo! Give me Cup, Hall, Dell. It's close, but give me Cup, Hall, Dell. I hesitate. I'm not even positive. I'm wavering right now as we speak. But that's where I would land. That's where my gut tells me. Chat, if you disagree, mention, or if you agree, mention it in the chat. Got offered a trade. I'm 6-2 at the moment. 12 team PPR. Got offered Saquon and London and Olave for Amon-Ra, Nico, and Olave. You're confused, Vocal. You got Olave on both sides of this trade. So you're going to have to resubmit that one, because I don't know how to answer that question when Olave is on both sides of the trade. Did I get that right? Did I read that right? I don't know if I read that right. Let me pull that back up and just make sure I'm not, screwing him out of an answer. But I think he said, I got offered Saquon, London plus Olave for Amon-Ra, Nico, and Olave. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing there. Trade Allen, Adams for Dak and Lamb. Allen and Adams for Dak and Lamb. I'd take Dak and Lamb, but it's really close, bro. It's super close. Really hard to answer that question. 2 QB, full PPR. Murray, Prescott, Jones, Kamara, McLaurin, McBride, Hunt, Pollard, Collins, and Pacheco on IR. What 2-for-1s can you do? I'd probably say with this team, bro, there's not a lot of 2-for-1 opportunities. I hate to tell you, hate to burst your bubble, but Kamara on the low, what are you going to sell him for? McBride, maybe someone buys him off the big game, but people probably still doubt him. Nico's injured. Pacheco's injured. There's no 2-for-1s here. There's no way to do it. If you do it, you're losing your shirt. You're probably trying to bank on this team coming back. I think next week, Alex, if you can get some value, bounce back value out of Kamara, maybe we have a chance to do something. But you could do, if you're talking about sending you can't do a 1-for-2. But sending it 2 players for 1 situation, or the vice versa. I mean, maybe you could send like Aaron Jones and McLaurin for do a 2-for-2 for Hill and something. I could get behind that. But I don't think you can do any massive deal with some of those players are not playing well. Diontae, Juju, Pearsall. Denny, call back in just 1 second, bro. Call back in 1 second, Denny. Drop 2 rest of season. Diontae, Juju, Pearsall, McLaurin. I'm dropping probably Juju, my guy. And Juju, and I'm dropping probably Diontae. Maybe I keep Diontae Pierre. Juju and Diontae. I think I'm dropping Juju and Diontae. Denny, real quick, Denny, go ahead.
I mean, you keep closing me out.
Bro, the phone lines are closed, Denny. I'm answering the call for you. The phone lines are closed. You
Stop
broke.
yelling at me.
You breached.
Stop yelling
You
at me.
breached through the phone line that no one else can breach through, and you're complaining. I literally have a closed phone line, but I said, you know what, Denny's my friend. We got bunk beds. We got bunk beds together over here. So I'm like, you know what? I'll answer this call, in case I don't want him not doing karate in the garage later.
Yeah, we're doing karate in the garage.
All right. What?
Swap me the back. Can you just freaking hear me out?
All right, hurry up. Denny, you're like pulling teeth. I got super chats piling up in a news show. I can't dilly-dally.
Oh, yeah, you're super chat. You can super chat all day, but I'm your boy.
Okay, ask me the question. Go.
Jameson, over Diggs. I made the bet, $100 each for 3 guys in the thing. I made it early on. And guess what? Diggs is gone. I made a $100 bet on it. This is all I wanted to say. So you pay my dues, because I don't know what's going on with J-Mo. How do you feel about J-Mo, actually? Can you talk to me about J-Mo?
He's kind of a mess right now. He's suspended for another game.
Okay, but if you made a bet for $100 for total points that I did, and they all took them, would you keep it?
I don't really know what you're asking me, Denny. I don't know what you're asking me.
Smitty, sweetie. I made a bet mid-season that no matter what, whether it's an ACL, whether it's this, that, or the other thing, that total points, I'll take. It was a $100 bet.
But Denny, you're not giving me the point total. You're not asking me my opinion on anything. You're saying what do I think of J-Mo? What's the total points?
Sweetie, my sweet Smitty. The only bet was, I said it when they made the bet. I said, at the end of the season, no matter what, I says, Old Man River, gets an ACL or this, that, because it was a bet that happened in my league, and I liked the bet. It was Jameson Wilson, with
Jameson Williams.
Okay, Jameson Wilson
versus Diggs. Versus Diggs. Total points. Are you telling me total points versus Diggs?
Diggs for the season.
Okay, so
everyone jumped on it.
Okay,
they told me I was an asshole.
So Denny, great job, because Diggs is out for the year with a torn ACL, and J-Mo's gonna come back and play ball. So you're gonna be okay. Yeah. Good job, Denny. Thanks for spitting it out.
Thanks, buddy. Because everyone jumped in. They yelled at me. They yelled at Denny about the whole thing, and I says, you know what? $100 bet. Let's go.
Good job, Denny. Proud of you. Proud of you, Denny.
I'll cry. I will cry.
Denny, give me 1 week 9 prediction. Then I got to go, bro. I got things I got to do here. The phone lines are closed. So I answered for you. I answered for you, only for you. Give me a prediction. Week 9.
I appreciate it.
Week 9.
People are talking about people. Week 9.
Actually, you know what? Scratch that, guys. I want a song. Give me a song, and then give me a player. And Denny's gonna sing that song about that player. Go.
I like Travis from. He's a good boy. I love what he calls him, but no, people are talking about people. They.
Okay, Denny, we need a song and then we need a player. So please spit out. We got Tillman. We got Cedric Tillman. You know who that is? The new exciting Cleveland Brown wide receiver, Cedric Tillman. Okay, we want Tillman on the run.
I'd trade for him.
How about Cedric? How about Cedric Tillman's on the run?
Cedric Tillman
or a song. Fly Cedric
Yeah,
Tillman.
I'm
How
thinking
about fly Cedric Tillman to the moon? Go. Fly Cedric Tillman to. Go ahead.
Fly, Cedric Moon. He's only on the I don't know what my name. Fly, Cedric Moon. He don't know what his name is. He don't know what his name is. Take Cedric Moon to the moon.
No, Fly Me to
You
the
know-
Moon. You know the Fly Me to the Moon song?
Fly me to the moon. Let me. Yeah, that's a great song. I love that you like that.
So Cedric Tillman, Fly Me to the Moon. So I can.
Fly me.
Okay, he
Will
doesn't
you
know.
knock
He
it
doesn't
off?
know that song. I don't think, guys.
Fly me to the moon and let me.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know the song. You don't know the song. We need a new song. We need a new song. Someone says, "My heart will go on." Cedric Tillman, from Titanic. Near, far, wherever you are.
Wherever you are, Cedric Tillman. I wouldn't. Near, far, wherever you are, Cedric Tillman is going to kill you if you put all your money into him. Because he's going to get 0.2 points next week. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? He's not going to be your guy. Go ahead.
All right,
Put all your money in.
last song. Give me an old school song. Something like, kick off your shoes and relax your feet, or something crazy like Ice Ice Baby. Give me something on the way out the door for Kyron Williams. Go.
All right. Boom, 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 ba-da-dum-dum. Boom, 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 ba-da-dum-dum. Boom, 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 ba-da-dum-dum. Can you get in? Boom,
Yep.
boom, boom, ba-da-dum-dum. Like, stop, elaborate, and listen. Ice crashes edition. You know what? You can put a lot of money on him, but he ain't going to get the shit that you want because you're going to get ice. He ain't going to do the things. Ice, ice, baby. No, he ain't going to get ice, ice, baby. Smitty, next week, my friend, I don't.
How about Kyron Baby? I mean, come on. Do I have to write the songs for you too?
You know what? Every song you sing says he's 7 feet tall, and then it ends up with the football.
Okay, here.
Kyron?
I want a little. Today is the greatest day that Kyron's ever known. All right.
All right. Today is the day I'm alone. It's no way.
All right, Denny, gotta go. Denny, appreciate you, bro. Later. Appreciate you.
No. Let's go. Smashing Pumpkins. No, Smashing Pumpkins. Let's do it again.
Finish him.
From the top.
But,
From the top.
okay, Denny, but you're not doing it. You're kind of off your game tonight. Okay, hold on. One more time. Ready? Go.
All right. Touchdowns.
All right, gotta go. Appreciate you.
Finish him.
All right.
It's like taking a dump. Like taking a big, long dump. All right, super chats. Let's get to these $20 haulers. Get them out of the way. Denny, appreciate Denny. I feel like he wasn't on his game today. He usually can get that song going. He'd been like, "Today is the greatest day Kyron's ever known," and he wasn't on his game. Kind of like Tank Dell. He's been off. Should I make a trade? Kyler, MHJ, Neighbors, DK, Olave, Bijan, Pollard, Bigsby, McBride, Coleman, Dowdle, Adunze. I'm trying to get rid of Coleman and Bigsby, Olave and Bigsby. Trying to get a Tyreek Hill up in this mug. Pollard and Bigsby. Try and get Pacheco maybe using a Pollard. I don't know that I'd make a big trade. I think you've got to bank on you can't get enough out of Neighbors and MHJ and Bijan. Really, even though Bijan's been playing great, I don't think you can do that massive 2-for-1. Although, Jeff, I would try. I would try and take Bijan, turn him into a Hill and a Pacheco or something like that if you can, but it's gonna be hard. I think you got to do that smaller trade. Chris, appreciate you. QB Williams, T Law, Brown, HN, Hill, Debo, Diontae, Neighbors. Good team, 2-6 must win. Trade Neighbors and Njoku for Mahomes and Chuba and Reed. I think I'd bank on Neighbors, Chris. I don't think I'd get rid of Neighbors. I think that's selling them low. I like Mahomes, though. I buy Mahomes, but not at that price. Smitty, 4-4 now. Traded Monty, Rome, Tolbert for JJ, Keenan, Allen. Woo! I like that. 0.5 Winston, JJ, BT, Mooney, Evans, Brooks, Wright. Drop AR5 for Javonte Williams before the week. Rate your team. I think it's good. I mean, JJ, BT, Brees, Stafford. I like it. I like it. Evans, I mean, you're obviously hurting with Evans, but once Evans comes back, maybe you're trying to trade like Brooks and BT right now, or Brooks and Evans to get like Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like that would level you up big time. That would level you up massively. Chase for Kyren, Henry, or Barkley 1-for-1. I think Chase, Kyren, Henry, and Barkley are all dead even. I hate to give you a wishy-washy answer, but like, bro, whatever you feel helps you. Barkley and Kyren bye week free have advantages, right? So if you need an RB, I think I'd go toward the Kyren or Barkley side, I suppose. But I mean, bro, that's a really, really tough call. Christopher, appreciate your super chat, my man. Dropping it like it's hot. Appreciate you. Thank you, Capper. Lucas, K1 MHJ, Dell for Hill and Pacheco. Give me, as long as you're okay at QB, give me Hill and Pacheco all day, bro. All day. Need advice on what to do with my wide receivers. League is barely trades. 5-3, 4-game win streak. Kyler, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Dell, Downs, Diontae, Coleman, Saquon, AK, HN. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, your wide receivers aren't the best, but they're not horrible. And hopefully Dell turns it on the rest of the year. Hopefully Garrett Wilson stays pretty damn solid like he's been. You know, Adams has been somewhat good for him. And I think DJ Moore's got upside. I'd try and trade one of them. I don't know that I'm trading your... I'd maybe trade like AK for... try and trade AK and maybe a Downs or a Diontae or a DJ Moore to get like a top level like Jamar Chase. Sure. And Jamar Chase didn't exactly explode. AK for Hill, but then again, I think you could get more. So AK and for Hill and something. Maybe you do a 2-for-2. But I don't know that I'm dividing that crew up too much, because you have certain strengths that if you try and get out of those strengths, you're going to have holes everywhere instead of just in one space. But my Brees, Amari for Marv and Kamara. I'd rather have... Guys, Marvin Kamara or Brees and Amari? Marvin Kamara or Brees and Amari? I kind of lean Brees, Kamara and Marv. Really, really close though, broski. Really close. Always Vocal says Olave is supposed to be Reed on my side. Offered Saquon in London and Reed for Amon-Ra, Nico, and Olave. My advice always is to restate it rather than that, because what if you're telling me on your side that you're getting on your, you know what I mean? Like, just ask the question again. But I'm assuming you're saying got offered Saquon, London, and Reed, or got offered Saquon, London, and Olave for your side, which is Amon-Ra, Nico, and Reed. So, London, Saquon a lot. You see, I'm still going to be confused because which side? The side you're getting, the side you had? You know what I mean? Just ask it again. Not saying to, I'm just saying in the future, when everybody like super chats, hey, regarding my other super chat, just ask it again to make it totally clear. I offered Saquon plus London. Give me Saquon London. Saquon London, but very, very, very close. And the read part doesn't matter which side reads on. Read and Olave have similar value, so I can decipher that. I would say give me the give me the Barkley side. Crazy how fast Lionheart disappeared. Why didn't I grab Hunt? Well, Hunt's gonna lose his job in a few minutes, bro. What are you talking about? And the Lionheart didn't disappear. What the hell are you talking about? Where's the Lionheart? There we go.
Breaking news, Carson Steele released from captivity after Lionheart sightings continued. Even while Steele was detained, they had the wrong man. Puka Nacua appears to be the Lionheart.
I am him. When times get tough, they call on a beast. That beast rises up and starts to feast. Puka Nacua will sharpen and do his part, because he the beast is the Lionheart. He is the Lionheart. He is the Lionheart. He is the Lionheart.
Lionheart ain't going nowhere, bro. Let's see here. We got this super. Hang tight for me, rock out. Let me get through these supers, and then the phone lines aren't open, but you're a Mars man, so you broke through. But hang tight for me. Brad, appreciate Brad super chat. Brad, you the man. Brad said traded Javonte Williams for Keon Coleman last week. That could go either way. I'd rather have Coleman. Christopher, right here. Williams, T. Law, running back Brown, Achane, Hill, Debo, Diontae, Neighbors, tight end. 2 and 6 must win. Trade Neighbors, and Joku already did that one. Mahomes, yeah, Neighbors side for me. Thank you for the super chat. Brad, thank you for yours. Colin, Dynasty help, super flex 2, flex 3, 4. Team is Stafford, Rodgers, Winston. Did I get this one already? Rice, Cup, Worthy, Bijan, Achane, McBride, Hurts. What trades am I making? Should I trade Rice and go for it this year? Yeah, I mean, Rice is coming back from an injury. Could have a suspension. I mean, Rice is going to be not something you can count on fully next year, bro. So, you know, Rice for, let's see, Rice and Evans and, you know, let's see here. Keep McBride, keep Achane, keep Bijan. Cup, you're not going to get anything for Cup, so you keep Cup. Rice for, I mean, man, I wonder if you could get, like Walker, Kamara somehow. Like Kamara's older too. Like if you're going for it and there's a lot of money involved, like what can you get with Rice? And you know, if you're trading Rice for Walker, can you do that straight up right now? If you're doing Kamara, you want to get something else in addition, like a doubted Tank Dell and Kamara. Old man Kamara, doubted Tank Dell for Rashee Rice. Rice should get you a lot. A lot of people love Rashee Rice, but he's coming off an ACL tear, and bro, he's gonna or he's come off a knee tear, I'm sorry. And he's gonna 100% be, in my opinion, suspended for at least a 6-game span. The NFL is going to take action. Running backs are Mixon, Achane, Swift, Tracy, Brooks, Bucky, ETN. Traded Tracy and Swift for JT. Traded Tracy and Swift for JT. Love it. Take a lap, Smitty, or approve it. I approve it. 100%. That's a great trade. Look, Swift's playing out of his mind. And Tracy's also fantastic, but I'm taking JT. JT just proved how good he is the other night. Traded Kyron away. My team is now Hurts, Hall, Gibbs, Achane, AJB, Devontae Smith, TJ, benches, Pearsall, Rome. I like it. Make any moves? You can't really make any moves unless you're going to tear down that running back stable, which I don't want to do. You've got not that I love stacking a team in non-best ball, bro, but I don't mind this stack because I believe AJB, Devontae can both do well in games, and one of them should do great. And I think this offense is and can be potent enough to where it won't be a hindrance. Plus, I don't mind stacks like this when your better players, your biggest, strongest players are not part of that stack. And the fact that you have Hall, Gibbs, and Achane outside of the stack can't drag you down. If anything, you'll just have like 200-point weeks sometimes, which is fantastic. So great team, bro. I like it. Stand down. Don't move anything. Just traded Pollard, Hunt, and Leggett for Bijan and Sutton. I'd rather have Bijan by a country mile. Appreciate you, Rudy. Rudy's team is phenomenal. Do I hold Stroud? Goff is my backup. Stafford is on waivers. I'd probably rather have Stafford right now than Stroud, but I do think Stroud comes around. So I guess the question is, guys, do you want Stafford now over Goff and then hold Stroud? I think I do. I think I'd rather have Stafford over Goff slightly, but I think the chat could be hit and miss on that one. I think we're all over the place, but vote Goff or Stafford and hold Stroud. You guys like that? Looking to package Higgins or MHJ and Bucky or Tracy for receiver. Already have Tyreek. Any suggestions? So I wouldn't trade MHJ. I don't know that there's even enough value yet. Higgins and Tracy, you already have. Let's see, Collins, DK, Debo, Neighbors. I'd do that for any one of those guys. Definitely. Thank you, B-Dog. Appreciate you. And last super chat, then I'll go to rock out. $10 hauler, Kyler, Russ, Achane, Brees Hall, Debo, Devontae Smith, McLaurin, McBride. Trade for Cup. Don't use your RBs unless it's Hunt. I trade Hunt, sure. Debo, Devontae Smith. I'd give up Devontae Smith for Cup. McLaurin for Cup. Would I throw in Hunt? Yes. I think that's the only thing you could do. Devontae or Debo. Debo and Hunt for Cup, sure. But I could also get behind Debo, bro. Without Ayuk, he's going to be great off the bye week, but Cup is bye week free. You're 4-4. I don't mind trading Debo and Hunt for Cup. And I think that Hunt's on borrowed time, bro. So, Oscar, appreciate you. Rock out, you're live.
Hey, what's up? Can I give you my team?
Sure.
Quarterback, Murray, and then running back, Achane, Walker. Also got Tracy, Big B, Hunt. Then wide receiver got Cooper Kupp, McLaurin, MSJ. And then down, Shakir, and J-Mo, and then Addison.
Okay.
Right now, I'm trying to move Hunt and try to get like a better running back or a better wide receiver. Maybe put Hunt and then one more piece.
Yeah, Hunt and Terry, Hunt and J-Mo, or Hunt and MHJ, Hunt and Terry. That's the only thing I can think of. Hunt and J-Mo. I don't know that Hunt and Terry can get you a Walker or a Hill. Hunt and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, K9. That's sorry. Hunt and Terry, Hunt and MHJ. Terry's playing so good though, bro. You'd have to reach for like you could go
thinking maybe Hunt down, maybe people like him since Flacco's coming back.
I almost wonder if you need to do a 2 for 2. Like Hunt, I don't know that Hunt's going to get you anything. I think this is problematic, trying to force a Hunt trade. No one wants Hunt, I don't think. Maybe they do.
Yeah.
I think Pacheco's coming back, so it's I don't know. Trading Hunt's like trading Mason right now. I just don't know that you're going to be able to pull it off. You could try. The things that come to mind would be Hunt and Terry, or Hunt and MHJ for a Tyreek Hill, a St. Brown type player. Steven, you got to turn the.
Someone had the radio on.
Finish him.
All right. I'm going to say probably. What about Tracy and Hunt for DK or Debo? Tracy and Hunt for Debo, DK, Neighbors.
Yeah, neighbor owners, I give up. You like them too much.
What about K9 and Terry for Hall?
Possibly.
And something. Maybe you get something back on that. What about I don't think you're. I mean, you could try St. Brown. You could try Terry and Tracy for St. Brown.
Yeah, I might try that one.
Jamar Chase. Those come to mind. I don't know. I think Tracy's a good trade piece. Hunt's not very good right now to trade, but you try. Terry's good trade piece. K9, hard to trade, but if you couple him with somebody, maybe. I like the team, though. I think the team's good. I think you just need Terry and MHJ to come together. You need K9 to step it up. But trading K9 away with maybe even Tracy, I wonder if you could get a Breece Hall. Like, I don't know if the Breece Hall owner has only Breece Hall. Maybe they'll take Tracy and K9. Maybe the Kamara owner will take Tracy and Hunt, or Tracy and JMO and Hunt, or Tracy and Terry for Kamara and something, or K9 for Kamara, and you get a Tracy or Hunt or JMO upgraded into a slightly better player. Maybe try the combos like that. All right, Rock Out. Got to run to these super chats. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, one more question.
Yeah.
Would you get Bo Nix or Flacco off waivers?
Bo Nix. He's like a top 9 quarterback right now on the year.
All right, appreciate it.
Later, bro. Okay. Get back to these. Vlad says Tracy's value rest of season or Jameson or James Conner. Probably go James Conner by a hair, but the concussion, we'll see how, you got to factor that in this week coming up. Maybe he misses some time, but I guess I would go Tracy over Conner by a hair. Conner's pretty good. They're both solid, bro. Conner plays really tough, but the Cardinals are kind of hard to predict sometimes. Let me pull up something on James Conner just to make sure. I mean, he's been really decent. I guess give me Tracy over Conner, and he's a borderline, like a low end running back too, if not higher than that. He's a really good player. JD5, JJ, Neighbors, Amon-Ra, Ladd, Pittman, Diontae, MHJ, Kamara, Achane, McBride. Would you do either Pittman and Diontae / Tillman for J.K. Dobbins or Monty? Not really interested in J.K. Dobbins, but I would 100% do that for Monty. 100% broski. Monty's steady, man. You'd be lucky to get Monty's production out of Tillman the rest of the year. So, but I'd try and keep Tillman in that if I could. But I would definitely surrender him if I had to. I sent you a milestone chat. Congrats on your sleeper win. You got me last night with the Najee. Nice win, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you, Wild Bill. Wild Bill to the moon. Let me see if I got those celebratory messages from you guys. Wild Bill, there it is. Wild Bill, thank you. Appreciate you. I'll be honest, that league, I don't even know what league that is. Wild Bill, there's so many. I need Wild Bill to take over my leagues. But he can't take over that one because he's in it. But I can't even set my lineup. I have so many leagues. There's just no way. The next year I've got to nail it down to like 2 or 3 leagues. I just don't. Last week I left like 5 leagues alone and didn't touch them. I just hold my breath on Thursday. I'm like, I can't even get to it, especially if I've got a busy Thursday with tons of news, and then all of a sudden I go live before the game, and then if it's like 3 or 4 o'clock and I'm live or I'm doing something, I can't pull up my leagues. I can't sift through my leagues. I got content to create. You know, my content comes first. My people come first. Trade Cup for Tyreek. Bijan to the moon. Yes, let's go Bijan to the moon. Cup for Tyreek. I'd probably rather have Cup for safety, but it's really close, bro. I really like both of them about the same. Trade Downs, Wicks for Tillman. And a late 25 first rounder. I would definitely take Tillman and a late 25 first rounder, bro. 100%. Like, that's a home run trade in Dynasty. I mean, Tillman alone's worth that. Or the first rounder alone is worth that. Someone said the music's too loud. It shouldn't be that loud. I don't know why it went up. Is that better? It's been the same level since it's always been. Is that better? Can someone answer if the music's too loud there? I don't know what's going on there. What in the hell is going on? Testing 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Maybe the volume of the mic. There's some sort of setting that happened. Okay, let me increase the volume. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 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 check. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. All right, I think the music's gone, so let me increase the volume now. All right, how we doing now between? Hold on. Okay, how about now? Music versus the music's got to be heard a little bit. Music versus mic. Right now. Right now. Not before. Don't answer previously. Right now. We good? Can everybody hear the music though, but it's low? We good to go? I don't know what happened with the mic settings because they've been set the same way the entire time. I don't know what in the hell's been going on. Jeez. Whole show that way? Let me go back and listen to this. This is going to piss me off.
And getting you yards
that is pretty loud. You can hear me pretty good, but that music's blasted. Yeah, I guess it's pretty. You still can hear me though, but yeah, it's loud. Yeah, I guess it's pretty. It's music versus mic right now. Yeah, we got the levels good now. Okay, thanks guys. All right, super chats. Stefan with the $20 hauler. Hayden with the $4.99 and Clocks with the $9.99. Let's get these out of the way here. Appreciate you all. Traded Bowers and Addison for Nico and Algier. Hawkinson on the bench. Traded Bowers and Addison for Nico and Algier. I'm okay with that. Look, I love Bowers, but I make that trade. I'm sorry. $20 hauler from Stefan gets immediate attention. I'm struggling in my biggest money league. Kyler, Brees, Mixon, great running backs. ETN, Pacheco. Pacheco's coming back. AJB, Cup, Nico. Honestly, can't lose many more games. Got offered Tyreek and Ferguson for Laporta and Cup and ETN. Tyreek and Ferguson. Jeez, bro. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say I love Cup enough. Laporta, Cup, ETN. Another factor, Stefan, is what happens if the Dolphins keep losing? What happens to the team? What if Tua gets popped again? I think Cup I like more than Tyreek by a hair because of those reasons, and I like Laporta. I'm going to say no in the trade. I'm also going to say you have Nico, Cup, and A.J. Brown. We're talking about Cup and A.J. Brown being bye-week free. We're talking about Brees Hall, Mixon, Kyler, Pacheco. Your team's fine. I'm going to trust in this squad, bro. I think you got a bad shake, but the team is really good, and I don't want you changing lanes, and then the lane you get out of goes faster again. Hey, Smitty, 12-team standard, 5-3, Kyler, Kyron, JT, DK, BT, Jacobs. Adunze interested in Tillman, but should I pick him up with Njoku? Should I pick him up with Njoku? I don't know what that means. Adunze interested in Tillman, but should I pick him up with Njoku? Do you mean drop Njoku for Tillman? I guess I'd rather drop. I mean, I'm assuming this is a redraft. I don't know if I'm keeping like Roma Dunze. I'm trying to trade a tight end if possible. Roma Dunze hasn't done much this year at all. I mean, he's probably your worst player right now. Not saying he doesn't come around, but part of me is like, why not trade Njoku? Why not trade one of? And you might say no one's trading, but it's a tight end, a very, very needy tight end market right now. I think you just got to make the right offers. But do I want Tillman? 100%. Do I want Tillman over Adunze? Yes. Do I want Tillman over Kraft? Yeah. Do I keep Njoku and Ingram together more so than maybe Kraft? I'd probably drop Kraft, I suppose. But try and make a trade. This team's very good. Don't touch the team other than maybe, getting a. What about BT and Jacobs for like a haul, or a Chase, or a Tyreek Hill potentially? DK. What about BT and Njoku for a receiver? What about BT and Ingram for a receiver? Go get Hill. Go get St. Brown. Go get Jamar Chase using DK and Jacobs and get another player. Alex 6-2, 10-man PPR 2 flex, J85 Evans. Really, thank you for the super chat, my guy. Appreciate you. Gibbs Mason, where's that? That was a $10 hauler, by the way.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, clocks to the moon. Cup, Evans, Reed, Olave, Tillman, Ridley, and Njoku, Brooks. Any suggestions? Want to deal Kelsey? Yeah, Kelsey or Njoku. Probably Kelsey, Hall, Mason, White, Brooks. You got a good team. Hall and Gibbs, don't touch that. Cup, don't touch that. J85, don't touch that. Reed's hard to trade, but like Dell, Olave, Reed, Tillman. Tillman's got good value right now. What if you traded Kelsey and Tillman for like a player? Kelsey, Tillman, or Kelsey and Reed, or Kelsey and Olave. Kelsey, Olave for Chase. Kelsey, Olave for a big dog. Kelsey, Olave could get you Jamar Chase. Kelsey and Tillman could get you Neighbors. Kelsey and Tillman could get you Hill. Kelsey and Olave could get you Hall. But you have Hall, right? You have Hall. Brooks or White, Rashad White with Olave could get you. I mean, Olave, Brooks, and Njoku could maybe get you. Jamar Chase could maybe get you. What about JJ? JJ seems a little bit accessible in a trade, especially if you're giving up a Kelsey and other pieces, bro. Trade Bijan Robinson for MHJ and Connor. I'd rather have Bijan. Trade Olave for Pollard. I'd rather have Olave. Carr's coming back. All of us Tank Dell owners who have started off slow can now finish strong, says Ray G. Ray G, appreciate you. Overcome, I offered London and Olave for Lamb, but then canceled. London and Olave for Lamb, but then canceled. I am still hyped for Olave. Yeah, but Lamb is just, I'd rather have Lamb. Lamb's a league winner. Straight up league winner. All right, phone lines briefly.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in. Doing it live. Should I start MHJ or Dell at the flex? Probably MHJ this week, bro. Nine 928 caller. What is your name, 928, and where are you calling from?
I'm Diamond, and I'm from Arizona.
Diamond, what can I do for you?
So you told me to hold my team yesterday, but I'm always looking to make moves. And I have Tank Dell and Nico. Tank Dell's to the moon. I don't know if I should start him this week against Gardner, but that's a different story. I'm just trying to think on what I should do with Tank Dell, kind of who I should trade him for.
No one's going to trade for him right now, I don't think, bro. I mean, like a guy that comes to mind, Pacheco. You need a running back, go Pacheco. You need a wide
receiver. I have Pacheco.
Yeah, I mean, you got to let him. You got to let him do some work. I mean, it's not like Dell exploded last week, bro. People have been doubting and crapping on him. Drop him. Like, who's gonna trade for Dell off of a touchdown and low yardage, bro?
So when Nico comes back and Pacheco comes back, should I drop Tank Dell?
No.
I'm also trying to kind of figure out who I should drop to fill that extra
like, this is all vague, bro. I wish I could give you, but like, I don't know. I'm not dropping Tank Dell, but who could you pick up? Who could you make trades for? Like, there's a lot of moving parts to this. It's not just do I drop Dell next week? Like, I don't know. I don't think. Why would I drop Dell? I'm not dropping Dell, but who's available? Like, I think you can't trade him yet either, unless you go get a player who you already have, like a Pacheco, and you can't do that now, obviously. Laporta is super solid.
I have McBride as my tight end.
Let me see. I got this music is still going crazy. Yeah, I don't know, bro. You got to give me more specifics on this. You can't just say, "Do I drop Dell? Do I?" What do you? Here, hey, call back. For some reason, your phone line's not playing nice with everybody else. Hold on one second. Call right back.
Yeah.
I can't add any other callers with him. Chuck, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. How's it going, man?
What's up, Chuck? What can I do for you?
All right, so I'm in a two-man keeper league. I got some interesting trade offers today, but I'm really just looking for, in terms of kind of dynasty value, I guess, Harrison and Brian Thomas Jr. I'm sure you're probably going to say Harrison, but I just want your advice on that.
What MHJ for what?
So I got some interesting trade offers for both Harrison and Brian Thompson. I'm just wondering, since it's a keeper league, I'm interested in potentially keeping one of the two of them because I had Gibbs, who I'm going to keep too for next year.
So what's the offer, bro?
I'm just kind of. I got offered Devontae Adams for Brian Thomas first of all, but I think I can go back and get Brian Robinson to go with that too.
This is a dynasty.
It's a two-man keeper league, so it's kind of like a dynasty. Okay. I'm just really kind of curious as to, for next year,
Adams is very little value, bro. Very little value. Okay. He's at the end of his career. He might not even have value this year. Hopefully he does, but I'm not trading BT away for Adams.
Okay. So in terms of keepers for next year, like obviously I'm going to keep Gibbs. Would you lean as a keeper for next year at this point? Would you lean more towards Brian Thomas over Harrison or Harrison over Brian Thomas?
Right now, I mean, BT's been playing a lot better, but I think MHJ is going to be a top 5 wide receiver in the league. I think it's just been a matter of both guys have had different situations, but MHJ is in a more volatile situation. Kyler is a little bit more volatile, but I think you just got to make this decision later. I don't think this is something you can decide now. We could kick it around and it's fun, but I think we got to wait. BT's got to finish his year out if he's banged up right now. If he finishes the year out strong, I think we'll have a big case to be made that he's your keeper, but I think you're making a trade at the end of the year. Just hang tight, but don't be trading BT or MHJ away in some sort of grab for the now that doesn't even make sense. Like Adams for the now. If you were to get like Cooper Kupp right now and something for, let's say, BT, and you're winning big cash money, I'm fine with that. Like, I get you got to do what you got to do, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you're trading for Adams. Adams is not guaranteed crap. Like, he's playing like garbage.
I agree. Thank you a lot, Smitty.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Yep, take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Cap from Florida. You're live.
Yes, Smitty. It's this week was a smorgasbord of points in fantasy land, bro. It was beautiful. Okay,
To the moon.
so I have a scenario here where we spoke last week about Dell. I want to go after Olave. The person who has Olave has Nico on the IR. Do I offer Dell and Dak because she has AR5 for Olave?
Sure. I'd rather have Nico. I'd rather have Nico. Let's go get Nico.
Well, that's what I've been trying to do, but I mean, the Olave part intrigues me.
Nico intrigues me more. And he's out. And this owner, you might be say to this owner, hey, you can't afford to have Nico out again. Like, let me help you out now. You give me Nico. I'll wait on Nico. You can't wait on Nico. Give me Nico. I don't want Olave over Nico.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do like a Dell, a McMillan, and a Dak, since she doesn't have a quarterback for Nico?
If you want to end this friendship, sure. Do it live.
Excellent. Thank you.
Repercussions will be had. They won't talk to you anymore. Won't trade with you anymore, but it's all right, bro. All right, later. Appreciate you, Cap.
What you mean? I got quantity and quality. What you mean?
You're getting the better end of the deal. They're not going to want to deal with you again after you snipe Collins right off their IR and wait on a week and he comes back and explodes. All right, appreciate you, Cap.
There's always a deal to be had.
Do it live later. Let's go, Steven from Cali.
Hey, Smitty, how you doing today?
What's up?
Hey, man, quick question. Did I overpay? I'm a 10-man league dynasty. Did I overpay? I traded Cade Otton and Calvin Ridley for Chris Olave.
Cade Otton and Calvin Ridley. Why are you talking into your sleeve?
My bad.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
bro.
sir.
It's not my first rodeo. I know everything. I can see everything. I can hear you going.
Genius, bro.
I can hear you going like this, sir. Cade Otton and Ridley for. Cade Otton and Ridley for what? For what?
For Chris Olave. I have Lamb Chops. I have Jackson Smith and Jigba, Xavier Worthy, Debo Samuel, and George Pickens. It's a 3 wide receiver and 2 flex league.
I'm fine with this. Olave, I could take. Either side's good. I mean, I just don't know that I trust Ridley. I love Otton, what he's doing right now. He'll probably continue, but if you're good at tight end, then Olave's a great move. Olave's a great move.
Okay.
But as I told that guy who was going after Olave on the call there, Cap from Florida, I said, can you get Nico? Can go get Nico. Nico's better.
I tried to, but Nico, he's high value, man. They won't ship him for nothing.
All right, bro.
Not even for a bag of potatoes.
All right, Steven. Later, bro.
Thank you, man.
Later, bro. I don't know is that what the kids are doing these days? Talking in their sleeve? Diamond from Arizona. Final question for you, bro.
We'll keep it simple. Just start 2 in the flex. Should we go Zay, Tank Dell, Ramondre, or DeAndre Hopkins this week? I'm still afraid on Tank Dell versus Sauce.
Yeah. Probably this week, Zay Flowers this week. But yeah, Dell's definitely going to be in the mix next week. But he's still in the mix this week. But Sauce, But Zay's pretty solid.
Do I take Tank Dell over DeAndre Hopkins and Stevenson?
Yes, I would take Tank Dell this week over those guys. Stevenson's probably safer, but I would take Dell personally because I'm crazy.
All right, we'll go Zay, Tank Dell this week, man. I appreciate it.
If the chat disagrees and they want Stevenson, vote Stevenson. Go look at the chat. Stevenson or Dell this week against the Jets. It's Thursday night. It's the Jets. There's a lot of bad, but I don't know. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
I'm also a little bit worried about the Thursday nights as well because those are always rough for me.
All right, bro. Later. All right, phone line's closed. Let's get back to the super chats, and then we'll be back probably tonight, I imagine. So phone lines are closed. I'm sorry if you guys missed it. Who are your top 10 running backs for the rest of the season? Nate, you keep doing this. I don't know that I'm going to spit out off the top of my head the full gauntlet of RBs, but I would say in general it's Kyren, Henry, Barkley at the top. Let me do my best of giving you like at least a 5. So Henry, Barkley, Kyren, Gibbs. That would be my 4. And you could go any order. Like personally, I want Kyren. You also have the bye week out of the way. I love Gibbs as well. Barkley, bye week out of the way. I think Barkley's amazing, but I think Barkley does rank maybe even 4 right now. And Kyren, Henry, and Gibbs 1, 2, 3 maybe, but I hit myself in the face with a mic. That felt great. Then I'm probably going Hall, Achane, Hall, Achane, Bijan, JT, Kamara, etc. I mean, you could go. It would be different every time I did it. Every time I spat out the rankings, it'd be different. All right, appreciate you, bro. Mav, Jacobs, and Cup for Bijan. I'd rather have. I think I said I'd rather have Bijan earlier, didn't I? Or is this a different question? I think I want Jacobs and Cup. Traded Chase Brown and Reed for London. I could get behind the London side. Brent, Kamara, and BT. I get Olave and Nico Collins. I would rather have BT and Kamara. Not by a ton, but by enough. Tua, Gibbs, Achane, Cup, Dell, Kincaid, London. 2 and 6. Any moves? Are you cooked? Tua's not the best quarterback, but he's not awful. Gibbs, Achane, Cup, Dell. Very, very good team, London. I don't think you're cooked. If you feel like you're cooked, then maybe you consider a Gibbs or an Achane for 2 players, but you have to get like that Pacheco and Hill, or a Walker and Hill or something. You know, if you're going to do it. If you're going to do it, Miles. But, Miles, do I think you could knock off one team at a time? I think you could. I'm doing good on tight ends and wide receivers. I have to drop one, though. Who do I drop? Dobbs, Coleman, or Kraft? Probably Dobbs. If you're good at wide receiver, then you're probably never going to play him. Also, Goff, Bo, Stafford, rest of season. I'm going to go Stafford. I'm really excited about the Rams and Stafford having both his weapons back. All right, guys. Appreciate every single one of you. I'll be live later tonight. Thank you all. Appreciate all my super chatters. You guys are absolute monsters. My $20 hauler droppers. I mean, you guys are unbelievable. Gabe, Bob from accounting, Colin, Jeff, Stefan, the guy, TKO. You guys are unreal. Appreciate all of you. Be back tonight. Be back tonight.
He's Kyren, he's 7 feet tall, and he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyren, he can take frowns and turn them upside down with his touchdowns.